by the side of the boat that is leaning on the pier to hunt for blessing in the deep sea water. Wearing swords, coin hunters dive to retrieve money in the form of coins or banknotes. In fact, it is not uncommon for coin hunters to jump from the highest side of the ship to get a large amount of money by showing their attraction to passenger. One of the coin hunters, or what the local call Silem, is 22 years old Tono, who has been the son of a coin hunter in Merak Harbor for 13 years. On weekdays or days without long holiday, his income as a coin hunter is 50,000 rupiah to 150,000 rupiah. However, when holidays arrive, which are often used by the community to return to their hometowns or on vacation, such as the current Lebaran 2022, homecoming moment, Tono is able to earn an income of 300,000 to 400,000 rupiah in one day. The next news is, a car accident causes the driver to die at the scene. A video of single-car traffic accident in Pelalawan Regency, Riau went viral on Sunday, May 8, 2022. The victim's vehicle plunged to the side of the road and hit a power pole until it was destroyed and almost deformed. Videos and photos of the orange car were widely circulated on Facebook social media until they went viral. Even people who saw the incident at the location broadcast it live on their social media. The Toyota Calya car seemed to have been in a swim on the side of the road with a broken power pole nearby. Even the minibus was almost crushed and out of shape after the incident. According to information obtained by tribunpekanbaru.com, the single traffic accident occurred on Corridor Langgam Route, Langgam District, Pelalawan. The horrific incident occurred at around 10:12 p.m. and the driver of the car was still in the vehicles. Several residents were seen descending into the swim of the side of the road to see the condition of the driver. However, because the car had been destroyed, it was difficult for them to find his identity. Until finally, the traffic unit personnel of Pelalawan Resort Police arrived at the scene. The victim, named Wendy Priyanto, is 20 years old, who is registered as a resident of Langgam Village, Langgam District. The victim's body was taken to the Selasi Regional General Hospital, Pangkalan Kerinci, after it was confirmed that he had died on the spot. The next news is, Pertamina's pipeline leaks causing explosion and fires. A pipe belonging to the Pertamina company leaked and exploded violently in Indramayu Regency. The incident occurred in Cikadung Village sub-district in Indramayu Regency on Monday, May 9, 2022. According to eyewitness accounts, the fire caused by the explosion even soared in the sky to a height of about 20 meters, accompanied by thick black smoke. Residents who panicked at that time immediately reported the incident to the village government. Imam Safi'i also admitted that he witnessed firsthand the fire caused by the Pertamina pipe explosion blazing high in the air. Fortunately, the location of the incident was far from residential areas or in a rice field area, so there were no casualties. According to Imam Safi'i, the fire that emerged from the pipe explosion raged for a long time, which was more than 2 hours. The fire could only be extinguished after Pertamina company officers made efforts to extinguish it at around 1:30 p.m. On the other hand, the impact of the leak and fire of Pertamina's pipeline, said Imam Safi'i, also pollutes rivers and land owned by farmers with suspected crude oil. Until this news was published, there has been no official statement from Pertamina regarding the incident. The next news is, baby discovery in Pontianak district. The occupants of the Dharma Yatim Catur Panti Harapan Jaya Road, South Pontianak District, Pontianak City, on Monday, May 9, 2022 in the afternoon were outraged by discovery of the baby. The information gathered said that the first time they found the baby was one of the 8-year-old orphans who wanted to go to the landfill. A newborn baby girl was found in front of the gate not crying. The baby was placed by an unknown person in a cardboard box wrapped in a blanket. In that box, 100,000 rupiah in cash and 2 letters were also found. The first letter was in a small piece of paper with a message for anyone who found this baby to be handed over to the orphanage. And the second letter contained a request to the orphanage to take care of the baby named Flora. In the letter, the author will also give money every month to the orphanage. The next news is a motocross circuit will be built on the island of Lombok. After having the Mandalika circuit, now the motocross circuit will also be built on the island of Lombok. The plan is that this circuit will be built in Lantan Village, North Batu Kliang District, Central Lombok, West Nusa Tenggara. The certainty of the construction of the circuit was confirmed directly by the region of Central Lombok, Lalu Patul Bahri, through his Facebook account Lens Public Relations Central Lombok on Wednesday, February 23, 2022. Then Patul Bahri said that he had already paid a consultant for plan to build this circuit. In addition to having paid a consultant, Lalu Patul has also discussed the plan to build this circuit with Bambang Susatyo as chairman of the Indonesian Motor Association. Regarding this circuit design, the man who is also the chairman of the West Nusa Tenggara Gerindra Partai said the discussion has been completed. The construction of the circuit is confirmed by Patul to support the development of tourism in northern part of Central Lombok. The circuit will complement the Mandalika circuit in the southern part of Central Lombok. The construction of the motocross circuit is expected to bring fresh air to the revival of the local and national economy. The next news is, there is an increase in passengers during the return flow at the port of Kupang. ASDP Indonesian Ferry Company Kupang branch noted an increase in passengers during the highest return flow of up to 22%. General Manager of ASDP Indonesia Ferry Company Kupang branch, Ardi Ekapati, through business manager Hermin Welkis conveyed this in his office on Saturday, May 7, 2022. According to him, last year there were still restrictions on cruising transportation due to the high number of COVID-19 cases. Meanwhile, the current increase in the number of passengers is due to the policy of travel allowances so that going home can grow. However, continued Hermin, the increase in this number is actually still low when compared to 2019, where COVID-19 has not yet spread widely in East Nusa Tenggara. So far that, he said that the current holiday can still be anticipated to increase the number of passengers through cruising scenarios based on the number of tracks and fleets owned by ASDP Kupang. The last news is, the region of Belitung makes visit to several offices after the Eid holiday. The Belitung region, Haji Sahani Saleh, accompanied by the Assistant for General Administration of the Belitung Regional Secretary Ita Wahyuni and related parties visited a number of offices, both the sub-district office and the Office of Regional Apparatus Organization on Monday, May 9, 2022. This is done on the first day of work for state civil servants after the Eid holiday. Among the locations he visited were the Inspectorate Office Tanjung Pandan, Office Regional Library and Archive Service, and Pal Satu Village Office. In addition to Regents entourage, the inspection was also carried out simultaneously by the Deputy Regent's entourage and the Regional Secretary's entourage. Based on the inspection activities he carried out, Saddam said that he did not find any absent employees on the first day of work. According to him, if someone misses out, he doesn't hesitate to pick up the state civil servant to their house. Saddam also said that from now on the state civil apparatus had started to work as usual and there was no work from home. Well, I think that's all the news for today with me, Mutiara. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.